Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about The Flash, Season 3, Episode 18. It's called Abra Kadabra. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. That's a fun title to say, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I imagine it is.
Sometimes you come in, it's a really boring phrase, boring word. And
This one tells
sometimes,
it tells you exactly what you're getting in for, doesn't it?
don't get me wrong, the episode might have the title may have a good meaning. Like, it may have, it's depth, it's about something.
But you don't know beforehand.
But it's not fun to say.
Hmm.
It almost doesn't matter what this is about. Regardless, that was a fun title to say. Abracadabra.
Fun title for a fun villain.
Fun villain. I was a little bit... I wasn't sure about him at first in the episode. His delivery of lines was a little bit weird. But it was kind of working as it went on because Abracadabra is supposed to have a cheesy delivery, so it was kind of working.
Yeah, it was working for me because he is so out there and over the top.
I think if I've got any disappointments about how they portrayed Abracadabra is, well, one, more of a traditional magician's looking outfit would have been nice, but he had the goatee. I'll say that. He had the goatee. But I think
This is also something we can get to down the line.
yeah, sure. And I think the one thing that I would maybe slightly complain is I kind of wish that there was a little period where, because they immediately know, oh, he's using tech to make it look like he's got magic. I kind of wish there was a little period where, wait, is this magic? Is he doing magic? Like,
Yeah,
that'd have been nice. That'd have been nice.
it would have been.
Not super drawn out, but just, the first act of the episode, maybe, until Gypsy showed up and said, no, it's actually just tech. But she showed up really early, so it was like, it's tech, it's not actual magic. Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, my biggest problem with Abracadabra is he's kind of overshadowed. It doesn't become about him. It's still just about the Savitar plot. Now, while I like that that's important.
See, I get what you're saying, but the scenes that relate to the Savitar plot with him, I love.
Well, that's the thing. I think they're fantastic. I just think, oh man, his debut on the TV show and it's not just about him, and that's kind of a little bit of a shame.
I think that's just going to be something that happens. If someone's introduced at this point in the season where we're gearing up for the final run of episodes, it's just the way it's going to be.
It is.
But no, like, my favourite scene of this episode is by far when they catch him for the second time and Gypsy's getting ready to take him, and Barry just stops to ask him, just pleads, because we find out during the episode that because he's from the future, he knows who Savitar is. He has information that could help them, and he tries to make deals earlier. Joe actually lets him out like an idiot.
That's actually, I think that might be my favourite scene personally. The Joe interacting with him, and obviously you have the same way they're both pleading for Iris's life.
Yeah.
But I just love it coming from Joe more than I do Barry.
Well, actually, that's not the side of it I like, though. What I like about the scene where Barry just tries to plead with him on his way out with Gypsy to go back to Earth 19 for trial and whatever, it is so sinister and evil. The way he says, you've had so many villains, you've had Thawne, you've had Zoom, you've had all this, and none of us, none of your villains, none of your rogues ever hurt you the same way that he did because he killed her. And now it's like I get to kill her too.
Yeah,
And
he was
that
always a bit jealous.
Yeah, that was such a sinister line. That was such a good line. And for as cheesy as he kind of is, that line was proper dark, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. Because when you find out he knows who it is, you think, oh, we're probably going to find out by the end of the episode who Savitar is then. It'll come from him. Either they'll trick him into telling them, or somehow it'll come out. But no, he kept it to himself. We might find out from him later, but I really liked that in this episode he kept it, and he was like, no, I hate you, and I am glad you're in pain.
Yeah.
It was good. It was sinister.
It was. He did mention it was the first speedster, Savitar, and I'm wondering if that's meant to be another hint that it's Barry. Because obviously, Barry, while chronologically isn't the first speedster, we know he created the Speed Force and everything started with him. So in that sense, he's the first.
Yeah, it was actually... That line made me think of another... And I can't talk about what show it is, but it reminded me of a revelation in another show.
Right.
And I can't even spoil it for you because I know you've not seen it.
Okay, fair enough.
But it was to do with the first of something, and it kind of did turn out to be someone we knew through time travel shenanigans and that kind of thing. And it was making me think, well, it could still be Wally, or maybe if they got trapped in the Speed Force, but when they get trapped in the Speed Force, they went back in time. So technically, whoever it is, if it isn't Barry, would still be the first in that sense.
Alternatively, obviously, the oldest speedster we actually know of at the minute is Jay, right?
In terms of pure age, yeah. Sure.
In terms of pure age, so he was supposed first because he'd been doing it for quite a while, and obviously he's kind of trapped in the Speed Force in that prison at the minute. Just throwing it out there.
I know, but then here's the question: like, would Kadabra count speedsters from other Earths in his line of thought?
That's a good point.
Because on the one hand, he is travelling between them because gypsies tracked him from another Earth, but at the same time, they don't affect his future on his his original Earth. Assuming this is his original Earth, I mean, I guess there's no really they don't really confirm that one way or the other. It could be from Gypsy's Earth originally.
Just no way of knowing, is there?
But then the way that him and Barry are going to be enemies in the future, and he's already fought him before, kind of implies it's.
I do really like that this could potentially be. It's sort of similar to the stuff that you get in Doctor Who, where this is his potentially last meeting with Barry from his perspective, but first from Barry's, and
well, even like this with Thawne in a way. Like, Thawne theoretically we still have a lot of middle meetings to have with him.
We do. Although Legends has screwed around with it, so maybe that wasn't the end after all.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, other shows have messed with it, but on its own, Flash,
at its core, that's fair.
Yeah, at least it was like that at one point, even if it's changed. Another scene I really liked, and this was with Joe, and probably the best acting of the episode, is towards the end, because there's a really the end screen for this one is really early, because the scene that takes place after the end screen goes on for like a solid 4 minutes. It's actually a really long scene.
When the end screen came up, I was like, okay, over already, and then I realised it was just that much left after.
Yeah, that scene just went on for ages. But before that, Joe's telling Iris about how he used to worry when she was a baby that he would sit and like just pray that she wouldn't die in her sleep because the babies, and it's a bit over worrying, of course. Parents are a little bit paranoid and all the rest of it. But he talks about being scared when she was a baby about just dying in the night, and he feels it that way now. And his acting was really good. It was really hitting me in the emotion.
Definitely.
Another small detail I really liked. I liked it when they're with Cecile earlier on and they're showing off the engagement ring. She's like, "Oh, I got his tickets for Hamilton in July," and like, "Oh dear, oh."
Do you know what?
I might be dead.
The fact that she goes, "Oh, my friend just had 4 Hamilton tickets to give away." That is the single most unbelievable thing this show has ever told me, because that just doesn't happen.
Here's a weird thing I've got, right. So there was I'm pretty sure there was a Star Wars reference. At least if there wasn't in this episode, there often is. There was also a Lord of the Rings reference.
There was, yeah, because I noticed that. There was another one as well. There was 3. I can't remember what the other one was now.
Yeah, because Cisco did the whole "You shall not pass" thing.
Yeah.
As much as I'm not into Lord of the Rings, that was a good time to use it. So I'll approve. I'll approve of it on that basis. But this week's Supergirl, no spoilers, but someone referenced Star Wars. Not that it's the first time necessarily, but it's just because it happened this time, and it got me thinking. Wait, so Star Wars is definitely on both Earths, right? And I was just like, what else do they both have? And it just got me thinking, because I feel like
does Kara have Lord of the Rings? Is that what you're wondering?
Well, no, but it was just like, because with Earth 2 and Earth 19, all these other Earths we've seen glimpses of, they constantly poke fun of it. Oh, it's a different Earth, so they don't have this, they don't have that. They have Titanic 2.
Yeah, slightly different versions of things. They've got different James Bonds.
But just because Supergirl happens to be another one of our shows, the Earth still feels like our Earth. It's just the Flash stuff and the Supergirl stuff that aren't on both.
Yeah.
And it feels just a slip. Well, what I just really want them to do is I want something on one of their Earths, either Flash or Supergirl, to be not like ours, just for the fun of it, because they can.
I think it has to be Supergirls, just because they've spent so long telling us that this is Earth 1. This is for all intents and purposes our Earth.
They've both referenced Hamilton as well, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it,
in recent weeks, yeah.
So, just Supergirl crack a joke about how, I don't know, like instead of Star Trek, there's something else. Like, I don't know. Or the Klingons were the good guys in Star Trek from the start, and
just something.
There's something. I feel like it's a little bit cheap that just because it's also another show that we have, that everything's
it's
exactly
just our Earth. Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was just something that got me thinking. No, it's a big deal.
It's one of those problems where it kind of established it was our Earth in season 1 when it wasn't connected.
Yeah.
And then they connected it and made it one of just the alternate Earths. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like everything's the exact same except for the fact that it's Supergirl instead of the Flash. Whereas every other Earth we see has all these little weird differences that are kind of fun and quirky and...
Yeah.
I don't know. Some fun moments. Flash running through all the playing cards.
That That was cool. Definitely not the highlight of the
not the highlight.
The Flash action.
I started with that. I'm building to the highlight, of course, which was when Flash, Kid Flash are both chasing Kadabra through the streets. There's a lot of like running up buildings and jumping off. Wally falls off a building at one point, and Cisco has to like vibe on a portal so that he doesn't fall. It's
just so cool. That's the sort of teamwork that I've been waiting to see on this show for years at this point.
Yeah, teamwork like that's really cool. Highlight at the moment, though, the whole thing is so Kadabra's in his little ship that he's building a time machine to get back to the future. And of course there was Back to the Future references as well. Maybe that's what you were thinking of earlier.
It might have been that, yeah.
And Barry runs up a building, jumps off, and this is all in slow motion, and he starts vibrating to go through the ship, and he grabs Kadabra as he's going through the ship. So
so cool.
So the ship still goes through the wormhole, but Kadabra's here. That's how they catch him.
Barry finally feels like a real Flash. You know, like he's just doing that without it being a big moment. I mean, it's a big moment for us in terms of seeing it, but for him, that's not a big deal that he's done this run, jump, vibrate, grab. You know, that's just part of the job now for him, and that's cool.
We've never seen it together, though. We've seen a lot of round up balls and jumping. We've seen vibing, of course. Not vibing, I shouldn't say vibing, because that's Cisco's thing. Phasing through things. He's done a lot of that. But this was like an nice combat. Again, it's kind of like the teamwork. This is just teamwork with himself, where he's using multiple things he's learned in succession, and it's cool.
But I love that he doesn't treat it like it was a big deal that he did something special, because he didn't do anything new. He just did something inventive.
Yeah, it also wasn't someone over the comms going, Barry, use your vibe. You have to do this. Like, if you go back to season 1, it's constantly, evil Wells, like, you need to do this, Barry. You need to try this. You need to look down deep inside and find the speed. Run, Barry, run. And I like that he just does it now.
He's finally the Flash.
Yeah, which is cool. That's nice.
It is.
But yeah, so opening was pretty dark. Kadabra killing those two guards, and I don't know why this little thing had a perfectly sized tank for what is essentially like a magician's display for like the water filling up.
Yeah. So okay, it was cool.
But, yeah, you have to be lenient with that, but I'm just pointing out. I'm pointing out this bullshit.
Yeah.
So obviously the big final thing we've not talked about yet is Caitlin's plot in the episode, which during Kadabra's sort of escape, she gets shrapnelled in the stomach.
Yeah, when you see that pipe sticking out, it's like, ooh, that's nasty.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I see when she was on the table and Cisco's like, right, take off the pendulum because our powers will heal her. And someone said, I don't know who said the line, but someone said, no, there's another way. There's another way. And I thought, yeah, Barry can just phase and take it out.
That's what I actually said that out loud to my girlfriend. I was watching it with. I was like, why doesn't Barry just put his hand in?
Exactly. Go on, put your hand in. You're friends. Everyone's friendly here.
It's more annoying that they remembered the phasing in this episode. Like he's still using it out in action. It's like, well, just do it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I can think of a possible explanation, and had they brought it up and said this, I'd have been fine. I was just because to grab it, he'd have to go physical again, and then his entire hand would be kind of thing.
Yeah, I suppose
his entire hand would have to go solid again for him to grab it.
Yeah.
And so I guess it wouldn't work. But it was my initial thought, and I felt like maybe the characters could have maybe Barry would suggest it. Can I not just phase and then go? Yeah, but you have to go solid again to pick it up.
Yeah. Or even maybe he could just make the fingertips go solid.
Can you do that? Can you shake your hand without your tips shaking?
He might be able to.
This is pure speculation. This won't hold up.
It is. It's speculation, but I'd have liked to see him try it.
Caitlin, I might accidentally take your entire kidney, but
no. Like try it out of the body first, just to see if he could do it. You know, go, oh, maybe this would work, and then he'd be like, oh, okay, maybe not. Right, we'll try something else.
Actually, Joe, it really cracked me up, and again, this is a small thing, but it's when she's hurt, and they've got her on the bed, and someone says, Barry, grab me the thing. And he runs over at normal speed and runs back and hands it over, like all panicked and worried. And I'm like, I know it would have I know it would have saved like 2 seconds. But I feel
her life's a danger.
This is exactly the time to just use a super speed, even if it is just across the room. The way he just kind of shuffled over, like worried. I'm like, you're a speedster. Now's the time.
Do you know what bothered me a little bit during this? The whole thing was Caitlin was like she has to direct them, like the whole thing, and she had to use the mirror, peer through the mirror and see everything and talk them through it. It kind of felt like she had a look, then they started, and then she didn't really need to do anything other than say, yeah, just do it. and I like give a bit of encouragement.
Pretty much.
She gave some encouragement, but she didn't really need to be awake and directing it. Someone else could have encouraged her.
Yeah, so her and Malfoy make up, and they're all lovey-dovey again. He kisses her, and this is in the post-title scene at the end. And then she starts hemorrhaging, she starts going into shock and dying, basically, and everyone, it's all very sad scene, everyone's like crying. Joe, when he finds out, is going to be really upset because he's basically the reason why this happened. Poor Caitlin. Which, by the way, actually, before this started happening, HR walked in, and it wasn't until he walked in I went, oh yeah, he's been missing the whole episode. Why has he been missing?
Notice?
No, I didn't notice until I walked in. I was like, oh yeah, where have you been? And then, thankfully, Cisco went, yeah, where the hell have you been?
Yeah.
But then, just like outside of the show, I'm thinking, yeah, why was he missing all episode? Was there a reason why the actor was busy doing something, or?
Well, he did direct that episode, didn't he? Coming up, not this one, but he's directing one coming up.
Ah, so you think he was maybe spending time prepping and?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I don't know.
That's fair. So just give him an easy, because I mean it's easy enough to remove him because there's so much cast and.
Yeah, and like you said, you didn't even notice, so it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it was just when he walked in, I was like, oh yeah, where the hell have you been? But yeah, so she goes out and she basically flatlines. She's dead, and Gillian grabs the pendant and yanks it off, and Cisco's like, "Oh, she wouldn't want that." It's like, I'm not letting her die.
Yeah, because she'd said earlier in the episode, "I'd rather die than use them."
Yeah, and it immediately heals her, and then she goes all puffy into dry ice, and then reforms behind the.
Do you know what really bothered me in this scene? So they take it off. They go, right, she's healing, quick, put it back on. Why doesn't anyone do that?
Well, see, I thought it wouldn't happen so quickly. I thought they'd have to take it off and leave it off, and they'd see it slowly healing, so it would maybe take a couple hours.
Well, that's what I thought, but then they showed it, like they looked at it and was like, nope, that's patched up, quick, put it back on before she wakes up.
Yeah. I guess they were just in the shock at the moment she almost died, and...
Yeah,
it's like, and to be fair, it's not like she's ever went that evil that quick before. This was super like just snap, and she's like Killer Frost. Oh, by the way, I loved when Cisco's talking to her about her and Julian and how things are not so great right now. He's like, oh, things seem a bit frosty.
I knew he was going to say frosty before he said it. I was like, please say it, please say it.
And then she gave him a look, and then he kind of apologised, and I was like, I wouldn't apologise. I would own that pun.
He goes, oh, was it too soon for the ice puns? No, it's not, Cisco.
I like the idea that, like, down the line, once they've got her back and she's not Killer Frost anymore, he's just going to start saying, like, Schwarzenegger from Batman and Robin, just, like, constantly dropping the what killed the dinosaurs, the Ice Age, winter is coming.
I have seen some people speculate that this will be a permanent transition and she'll leave the team at the end, because obviously there's quite a lot of members of the team now and it's getting potentially a bit crowded. So I'm seeing people speculate that.
And what a twist would it be if she dies instead of the boyfriend?
It would.
Oh, I still think he's going. I think he's going to go. I think either she'll be responsible for his death, and that's what will just drive her deep into Killer Frost to go be Killer Frost.
Yeah.
Or she'll come back and he'll die anyway, and that'll make her go Killer Frost again.
Or if she dies, he'll just be like, "No, I don't want. I've got nothing here anymore," and he'll leave.
Aye.
Either way, he's got it at the end of the season.
I'm going back to England for some tea, is what he's going to say once she snuffs it. I
approve of that. It's a solid grieving process.
Where's Jason Isaacs? I need my fake dad. What's he doing? Is he kidnapping people and doing weird experiments on them in some sort of chamber?
He's off in the future in Star Trek.
Oh, that's right. He's in Star Trek now as well. Man, Jason Isaacs is getting about. He is. He's Star Trek.
He was in the Star Wars TV show a couple of years ago.
Oh, the animated ones. For a second there, I was like, wait, what? I'm pretty sure I'd remember that.
He's covered Harry Potter, Star Wars, Star Trek.
Cool.
That covers a lot of the major roles.
Anything else we missed? I think Gypsy's ex-partner, who was also her boyfriend, got killed by Kadabra. That's why she was so hell-bent on getting him. But that was... Yeah. There was basically nothing.
Fine. Yeah. It was more just for her and Cisco, which I do enjoy their banter still. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that stuff's good. What was funny actually when he went in close the sort of first time he went for a kiss and she kind of backed away. The way his hair kind of draped forward, it was very They had very similar hair, and it was really cracking me up during the scene. I was just kind of like, "Oh, this is weird." Not only does she have the same powers, you found someone who goes to the same salon. This is great. All right, that's this week's Flash.
Good episode.
It was a pretty good episode, yeah. I mean, obviously we nitpicked some things, some logic things here there,
but overall it was a lot of fun.
There were some good action sequences. We had some great emotion, great darkness from the villain and his refusal to tell Barry. Joe's some great acting, worried about Iris. Oh, and actually, one thing I didn't mention is Barry's decision, what he's going to do next episode.
Yeah.
Barry is going to go to... Even though everyone tells him to stop messing with the timeline, although, technically, he's only messing with the timeline if he goes to the past and changes something. The future's still not set, so...
But that begs the question then, is it or isn't it? Because Savitar, or not just Savitar, but like Savitar comes from the future.
Mm-hmm.
Abracadabra comes from the future. From their perspective, the past is set.
Yeah, but Barry's the protagonist, so it's his present.
Yeah, I'm just saying I'd like them to address this.
I'm sure they'll bring it up, but I feel like I like his logic though. I like his logic because he does bring a point. Thawne, Savitar, Kadabra, all these villains who keep coming from the future have all this knowledge that just gives them this advantage. It's like, well, sod this. I'm running to the future.
I appreciate the sentiment. I still imagine it'll backfire really badly.
Oh, no doubt. Has to backfire.
I look forward to see him screwing the timeline once more. It's been almost a whole season at this point.
What could he screw up though that'll affect the present day? It'd have to be something to do with one of the characters that have came back from the future.
Not necessarily. It just depends what he learns. He could change the course of something accidentally, and it could be a knock-on effect.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be instant when he comes back though.
No, it wouldn't be instant from our perspective.
Because he'd come back and then he would do things that are different. But then we'd never know if things are changing. So the only
Which
way...
is why I really hope then we get maybe Thawne or Abracadabra back in. Come in and go, what have you done?
Yeah, it only works from their perspective. But we wouldn't know something's changed in the future until they... Or maybe the newspaper will change, kind of thing. But that is the only way we'd see it. It wouldn't be like an instant everything. It wouldn't be like coming back from Flashpoint and it's like, oh crap, Cisco's brother's dead.
It wouldn't. But it should, in theory, have the same effect from one of the future villains' perspective.
Unless he does something to a future villain who then goes back to a different part of the timeline and messes things up, in which case it would have an instant effect. Anyway, that's us. That's The Flash, episode 18. We've got a 3-week break after this. There's 3 weeks with no episode.
Basically a month now till we get another episode.
Yeah, it's end of April. So let us know what you thought of this one in the comments below. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. Helps us out a lot if you do. Get us on Twitter at mild_fuzz. For channel updates, individual Twitters are on the screen. Thanks for watching, guys. Have you got any vanilla?